An INFJ is a part of an unsolved puzzle that most people fail to crack. INFJ holds so many secrets and mysteries that it's almost impossible to understand them. But if only you manage to get your hands on the hidden secrets of INFJs, it will be easier for you to be around them. We're going to tell you the secrets that every INFJ hides from the rest of the world. So, if you're intrigued to know more about it, then make sure to watch this video till the very end. 1. They feel the emotions of others. INFJs are highly sensitive beings. While others can understand the emotions and pain of the people around them, INFJs can actually feel that pain. They've mastered this peak of empathy, and this makes them soft-hearted and caring to a great extent. There are certain INFJs that can even absorb and feel the emotions of strangers, so it could be said that they are naturally gifted. INFJs are more likely to absorb and feel the emotions of people closer to them, like a spouse or a child. But their ability to absorb emotions makes them extremely empathetic, and they can motivate anyone by understanding their pain and suffering. Before we move on, we would like to share with you guys an amazing tool that makes you understand your personality much better. So, do you really want to know who you really are? Then make sure to click the link in our description. Choose your personality type and find all the information you need. Thanks for your patience, and let's go further with the next sign. 2. They can create strong bonds. People often assume that INFJs avoid making real and meaningful relationships, but the reality is that they are the creators of the strongest of relationships and bonds. Their ability to understand and inspire other people helps them connect to people on an emotional level. Their relationships are often very intimate, and they like to only create such bonds with people they actually trust. It is a secret because other people just assume that INFJs don't like intimate relations, but in reality, they just don't like intimate relations with strangers. 3. They tend to avoid conflicts. As INFJs are deeply emotional, they don't like to be part of any conflict. In fact, they become emotionally disturbed in a situation of a fight or a conflict. As INFJs are also partly extroverts, they do have this obsessive need for harmony. But when things go south, they do everything in their power to avoid any sort of distress or conflict. People often assume that INFJs don't really care about such things, but it is only because they are good at pretending, and in reality, they care a lot, and in fact, they get traumatized because of constant fights and arguments. 4. They can take a stand for themselves. Most people often assume that INFJs would not speak up for themselves in their quest to avoid any conflict. But in reality, they often stand up for themselves and don't let people walk all over them. It is their innate quality that they can quite easily set boundaries and let people know when they are receiving negative energy from them. They don't just shut people out, but they try to make them understand what is bothering them in a very warm and loving way. 5. They believe in soulmates. INFJs often come out as extremely practical individuals, but that does not mean that they don't believe in true love and soulmates. In fact, INFJs are huge enthusiasts of love at first sight and understanding on a metaphysical level. They crave a partner who they can have an intimate connection with and who is dignified and authentic. INFJs are suckers for long and meaningful conversations, so if someone is being fake, they would just know. That is why they often fail to find a real soulmate, but they do believe in the concept of a soulmate or a better half. 6. They have great intuition. What most people don't know about INFJs is that their intuitive power is very strong. They often sense it if any bad thing is going to happen. It is normally called the gut feeling, but INFJs have a more advanced version of that. They also make predictions, and for the most part, their predictions turn out to be true. It's not because they are psychic, but because they have a stronger intuitive ability. It might freak a lot of people out, which is why they don't usually talk about the future, because their predictions are pretty accurate. 7. They are introverted. INFJs are great at communication, and they can dominate any conversation, which is why most people just assume that they are extroverts. However, they are true introverts because they only like to be around a small group of people. Also, for the most part, INFJs like to spend their time alone, and they often have problems with social anxiety, which are the staples of being an introvert. They're just the type of introverts who are good at hiding what they feel, and they are also great at pretending. 8. They always focus on the big picture. INFJs always focus on the big picture. They like to seek the answers to existential questions, and people around them never really realize it. They always pay attention to the things that actually mean something, but in this process, they often forget the less important things. As an example, INFJs often forget about the things like is the light of the room on or off, and whether they've changed the tires on their car or not. It is because their mind is occupied with a lot bigger things all day long. 9. They're afraid of heartbreaks. Most INFJs pretend to be strong and careless, but in reality, almost all of them are afraid of heartbreaks. INFJs are extremely loving and caring, which is why people easily take advantage of them. So, if an INFJ has a rough history of trusting people, they would get really paranoid in new relationships. The main reason is just that they are afraid to get heartbroken again. INFJs have some pretty serious trust issues, and the people around them don't realize it. It is because their intuitive abilities don't let them trust other people. So, if you want to gain the trust of an INFJ, you might have to do something more than just be truthful to them. If you are an INFJ, tell us about your sneaky secret in the comment section. Also, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, adios from our side.